today. From Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Denver Broncos taking on the Detroit Lions.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
And off we go from Denver. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their now 36-year-old quarterback who's in his 14th NFL season, the former MVP, Matt Ryan.
And I think if there's one quarterback in the league who sometimes gets taken for granted, to me it's Matt Ryan, because I think throughout his career, he's been consistently excellent. Frequent member of the 4,000-yard club, savvy veteran, knows how to throw the deep ball and create big plays. And yes, he will beat you from the pocket.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Third and long. It's Ryan. The tally there, -8 yards. Leads to 4th down as well. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. That's taken inside his own 40. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former 7th-round pick from FIU at quarterback. It's Alex Magoo.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-to-1 as opposed to the 2-to-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
Yep. Good starting field position for him. They come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's got this down to the 35. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. Now Scarborough. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Bo Scarborough, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now following the touchdown, Richter to kick off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Marr on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver's offense ready to go again. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talked about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
Comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Give to Cook out of the gun. Now Cook hit and he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. After the play, not a good sign. Dalvin Cook staying on the ground. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This is Scarborough. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. To throw is Magoo. He'll buy some time right. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Broncos are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January. And
I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified. I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Second and 16. From the gun, it's Ryan. That's complete. Middle of the field to Humphreys. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. throw is Ryan. Open out on the left side, this is Cole. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things back.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Travis Kelce, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Marr now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team. Far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for. And remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
Now Ryan on first down. This is the tight end, Njoku. 7 yards, the pickup there. On second down, Cook. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it?
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Alex Singleton in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drives exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Looking downfield for Kelce. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Magoo back to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Punter Sterling Hoff-Richter out now on 4th down. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They start the drive with Cook. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now a dump off here complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And they're going to face a third down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Returnable for Lockett. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. Open man, it's the tight end Kelsey. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Here's Magoo looking to throw it. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And the Broncos get there and take him down. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now Magoo. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 43. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where it was the visiting Steelers who were able to walk away with the road victory. Samaje Perine, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And they've gone to the half with the lead over the visiting Bills. Nyheim Hines, a touchdown run in that first half. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And in that one, it's the visiting Giants who have the lead. A touchdown run there for Antonio Gibson. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. As the offense comes back onto the field, let's get a closer look at Alex Magoo. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love?
4 verts.
4 verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big, big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. Being chased out left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play there for Detroit. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing here, Magoo. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. 1st down and much more here for Jones. Touchdown, Detroit! Aaron Jones, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Lions just continue to pour it on. Marr on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Now following the touchdown, Richter to kick off. Taking it about the 1. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now Ryan. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Pulled in at the 24. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Magoo. They'll roll him out right. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. Letting one go deep for the end zone. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Michael Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions have got it on cruise control. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Now following the touchdown, Richter to kick off. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Denver getting set to take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
On second down, it's Cook again. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. They'll run it. Here's Cook.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. Caught right side, Tate. And he goes out right around the 39. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Now Ryan. Pass caught left side by Humphries. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Running jet sweep here, Humphries. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. From just shy of midfield, Ryan. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Ryan. And Cook has it, left side. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been terrific so far. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. They run. This is Scarborough. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. 68 yards rushing for him now to this point. Working with a 2nd and 3. It's Scarborough again. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Escaping the pressure right. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Denver's offense now set to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
56, Mike, 56, right there.
Looking to throw again on second down. Ryan, his throw incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now it's Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Now they'll run it with Scarborough. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, second down. They try again with Scarborough. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On third down, they'll try and pick it up with a counter. And he'll be stopped short of the first down, right around the 18-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They'll try and pick it up with Scarborough. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. That one looks like he'll throw here. Flush to his right. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, Offer a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Lions, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the